How's it going, boys and girls? As always, it's going to be dark in my room because my room sucks, and I've got some random stuff to go over, which I have the little notepad document open because still don't have the Notepad of Doom like I talked about. If you don't know what that is, that's sort of an old inside reference type thing to old videos from like last year sometime or something like that. I think it was like last summer, but anyway, this is going to cover a couple topics. Number one, this is the topic that I wanted to cover before, but it seemed like I had the problem seemingly fixed, and I'd mentioned it on Twitter a couple times. Videos seem to be randomly desyncing in audio, and I know for sure that it's not a YouTube problem. I know that it's either more than likely a hard drive issue or a recording program issue. It's probably not during the render, and it's probably not during the upload. I'm 99% sure of those two, so I've been trying to figure it out recently. I've changed some stuff up. But I have some Darksiders stuff. Like the last batch of videos to go up, these were done sometime in September, it looks like. And the game had an update, and the game started to run like complete crap when I tried to play it, which I don't know what the problem was. Up until like 2 hours before the end of the game was fine, but after that, it kind of wanted to chug a little bit. So I don't know if it was that being an issue or if it was just recording in general. I want to lean more towards the recording itself. But then again, I don't know when I recorded that stuff. That might have been before I started changing stuff up. But I know that it sucks when stuff like that happens, when there's audio desync. It kind of kills the video. It can kill the entertainment aspect of it or the value of the video. I know it sucks. And I'm trying to do my best to fix that, but unfortunately I need to figure out what's causing the problem in the first place and then take action. I might try different recording programs to do instead of what I use now. I had no problems with it for the longest time, and then like right around sometime during the Ballad of Gay Tony or so, I was having issues, and I know some Gay Tony episodes had issues, some Darksiders episodes have issues. I know there are other videos that had issues. I think Minecraft had issues at one point, so unfortunately it sucks. I know that people can get a little bit disappointed about that, and I'm disappointed too because I don't want my videos to be ass like with audio desync, so I am trying to fix that. So if you're watching Darksiders, the last batch of videos, the last like 5 or so, yeah, there were 5. The last 5 or so might have some moderate to severe audio desync, which by now I've already rendered it out. Usually during the editing process, I check to make sure everything's synced up. Usually it ends up being fine, so that leads me to believe that like it could be the rendering, but I don't think so. I don't know why that would screw that up. So I'll figure it out one day, hopefully. Until then, hopefully the issues are minor and few and far between. But unfortunately, shit like that happens. So if you're watching Darksiders, unfortunately the last couple videos may be kind of poopy. Bear with it, or complain about it, or do whatever. I've issued a public apology. I don't know what else I can do besides suck some pee-pee, but unfortunately that probably won't be happening. So, moving on to new games and stuff, we had Resident Evil 6 come out like 2 weeks ago or so. Dishonored came out this week. Actually, Resident Evil 6 came out a week ago. Yep, just a week ago. And then Dishonored came out yesterday, so I've been doing that. I don't know what comes out in the following weeks. I haven't had a chance to check, but people have asked me if I'm going to do certain games, and they drop specific names, like there's a game called Orcs and Men that's coming out, something similar to that on Steam, and someone asked if I would do it. The game looks really interesting to me, but unfortunately, there are a couple of games that are coming out around this time that I would probably save until next year, because like Doom 3 BFG Edition comes out, I think, next week, and I'd never done Doom 3. I've never beaten Doom 3. I played through most of it, but I never was able to beat it. I want to do that, but I don't want to do that like right around now. I might want to do of Orcs and Men, or whatever the game is called. Excuse me if it's fucked up, but that game on Steam comes out like next week or in 2 weeks. I might want to do that next year, but there are a couple of games that I want to skip over for the time being because I don't really have room for them, or it's an RPG, and I don't really want to do another RPG with at least 2 RPGs sort of sitting on hiatus with Kingdom and Dragon's Dogma, which I need to go back and finish those at some point, which would probably be hopefully early next year. And I mean, there's always bigger new games coming out. Like the Wii U comes out in November, and I know some people are like, oh, the Wii U, no. hey, I don't discriminate against any game system for the most part. I have a Wii. I don't really play the Wii too much because most of the games that I like come out for PC, Xbox 360, or PS3. And there are a couple games that came out on the Wii that I like to play. There was Super Mario Galaxy 1 and then 2, which I had on another channel that I never finished that I wanted to go back and do. And then I play Melee on the Wii, which I know is a GameCube game, but I don't have a GameCube, so I just play it on the Wii. There were, like, a couple other games. Like, it's not a ton, but I think the Wii U will have a little bit more of a selection for me to enjoy. The release day titles, so long as that they are still going to come out, look pretty good for the Wii. There's a good handful of games that I would like to pick up for it and whatnot, but you know, we'll see how things go. And then that's pretty much it for that. I love how I have to have a stupid notepad thing. Anyway, and probably the last thing, because I don't think I can remember anything else, was I did a video about Resident Evil 6 and the reviews on it, and I don't really know how it's doing right now because it's been up for a little bit, but I'm trying to do this before I go and record a bunch more stuff and go eat and whatnot, and I figured, like, people would get upset about it. I'm sure there were some people. I should probably check that video right now, but that would be rude, I'm sure. But I know some people would get upset because, you know, even if you say your opinion in the most, like, calm way possible, someone is still going to get very upset. You know, you can just say, well, I don't think this game sucks, and someone will very aggressively assert their opinion on you as to why you're an idiot and why it sucks. But I tried to address the issue as straightforward as possible and as well as I could. And if you haven't seen that video and you were wondering about Resident Evil 6 and whether or not to get it, I would say watch it, because some of the reviews I don't think have done it justice. It has flaws. It's not the greatest game in the world, and there goes my phone. But most games have flaws, like all games have flaws, but it just depends on the severity of the flaw. I don't think it was getting the reviews it deserved. You know, I could see going low as like 7, 7.5. But the game feels like an 8 to me. I mean, it's not bad. Like, I'm by no means a professional reviewer, but there you go. And then there was other stuff from the last video that I could touch base on, like the FAQ videos that I could do, which I probably will do those at least once a month or so, just to do that. I don't know when I would do the next one. Probably very soon, so I would watch out for that. I would also go back to Forum Spring and look at stuff like that and answer questions, because if I say that I'm going to do it, then hopefully it would motivate me enough to do it. I know there have been times in the past where I've said I'm going to do something and then unfortunately haven't been able to get around to do it or stop doing it. And that is human nature, unfortunately. I am not perfect, and if you guys are all perfect, then good for you. Please rub off some of your perfect juice on me, and that would be great, but unfortunately, right now I am a flawed person, and that will never change, even, you know, if I do get some of your perfect juice on me. But that'll be pretty much it. I need to go eat and whatnot, but thank you for watching. Hopefully you've been enjoying the videos despite some of the audio desync that has been popping up. And I will talk to you guys later.